Hi, welcome to National Club Golfer. We're here at Leeds Golf Centre in Wyke, and we've been lucky enough to use one of their fantastic fitting suites today to do some video reviews of Cobra's new drivers, which are the F6 drivers, F6 Plus and the F6 driver. First impressions, I really like these head covers. I think they look fantastic. They've got a nice quality feel to them as well, and people might think, who cares about the head cover? I think if you're spending 300 quid on a driver, the least you can expect is a really nice head cover. You definitely get these with the King F6. Okay, so pulling the drivers out of the head cover, I've got the F6 Plus here and I've got the F6 here. So where do these drivers sit in Cobra's driver range? Well, they had the Fly Z range, which we had last year, which had the Fly Z and the Fly Z Plus. These are essentially replacing those. You've got the F6 Plus replacing the Fly Z Plus, and you've got the F6 replacing the Fly Z. So these are your mid to lower handicap. Going to suit you a bit more. The higher handicappers are going to go more into the F6. So looking at the technology in the F6 Plus driver, the first thing you'll obviously notice, we've got this nice big sliding weight rail, something very common with drivers these days, but this one is a little bit different. Cobra have actually managed to use a carbon fibre weight track, which has made a lot of weight savings. A lot of these weight tracks on drivers sometimes made out of titanium, which actually takes quite a bit of weight. But what they've been able to do with this carbon track system, because that system itself is so light, they've been able to put an 18-gram weight in there, which can be moved into 5 different positions. Move it nearer to the front, that's going to reduce your spin, maybe make the ball flight a little bit lower. Put that weight back, it's going to give you a little bit more forgiveness, maybe a bit more high ball flight, but may give you a little bit more spin. So it's really cool the way that they've actually been able to put quite a big weight track in there, probably one of the biggest ones I've ever seen on a driver. So that the impact that it has from moving those weights is a little bit more than you may get with some of the other sliding rail systems out there. Overall, it's a very light design. We've got this carbon crown, which is very light, similar to what we saw with the King LTD driver. It's all about making weight savings, in the club itself, so they can put more of that weight down near to the bottom of the club and get those performance benefits there. Keep that CG nice and low. We've also got Cobra's speed channel here on the face, which is kind of runs around the perimeter, and that really helps you get better ball speeds wherever you hit it on the face. Okay, so how do the Cobra F6 drivers perform? Well, we've been testing these out using our ES14 launch monitor, and as you can see from the numbers here, I'm getting up there towards what is good for me, which is getting that ball speed over 140 miles an hour, getting that distance up to around about 250, 255, 260, if I really get hold of it. So number wise, that's excellent for me with the F6 Plus. Really happy with that. Moving on to the King F6, performance-wise, pretty much the same. Definitely getting those ball speeds up there, 140, 145 miles an hour. Distance getting it out there towards 150. So I think it's just a personal preference, and for me, I do prefer the slightly more compact head of the F6 Plus as opposed to the normal F6. Okay, so how much are these going to set you back? The King F6 Plus is at $299, the King F6 is at $249. So both these drivers are just sitting below the King LTD, which was launched a little while ago, which is their sort of all singing, all dancing premium driver at about £350. Just take a step down, and this is what you've got.
The idea here is I'm going to try and hit the sand sort of 2 inches behind the ball. So right here is where the club's going to enter. It's going to go underneath the ball, and I'm going to throw the contents of that little circle around the ball, all the sand out along with the ball, and we should get it to all the way to the pin.